What's the worst thing you've accidentally shared with your friends and family? I'm almost 30. But not fully settled anywhere yet. So a lot of my belongings are at my dad and stepmom's house, which I still consider my permanent address. My closet in my old room needed organizing, which I guess my dad took it upon himself to do. Last time I was home, I saw that he had hammered a couple of hooks into the inside wall of my closet and hung up 3 things. A baseball hat, an umbrella, and a royal blue, silver studded velvet paddle that I liked an ex-boyfriend to spank me with. There's no way my dad didn't know what it was. I think he hung it up to quietly embarrass me. It worked. Mortifying. Not me but my mom. When she first got onto Facebook, she went to upload a profile picture. She brought up the folder, was scrolling through, found something weird and double-clicked it to make it bigger and see what it was. Instead of making it bigger, it just immediately uploaded to Facebook. It was a picture of my dad's dick. She went into panic mode and couldn't figure out how to delete it for a few minutes. She has no idea if anyone saw, and has never told my dad it happened. Comma found something weird and double-clicked it to make it bigger. That's just harsh. I accidentally left a condom wrapper in the backseat of my car when I was about 17 or 18 and my sister, who was 13 at the time, found it. She never wanted to sit in the back of that car after that. Not me, but one of my best friends. He meant to send a video to this guy he had been seeing for a bit. A video of him jerking off. Instead of this guy, he sent it to our group chat planning Christmas. A white Christmas for all, they say. When I was a teenager I wanted to see naked pictures of girls my age. My mom worked at the police department and had some friends from work over who looked at my browsing history. I found out that day why that wasn't a good thing to be searching for on the internet. Horny girlfriend and I in high school used my family computer to film us having sex. Starting cleaning up and forgot about it. A day or so later I brought it up so we rushed to delete the video and it had already been deleted. Someone in my family saw me dicking my now wife. It's one of those things that keep you up at night. My mum once shared a link to a midget PRN site on Facebook with a post of just oh yes. Did she double click to enlarge them? In high school I sent a mass text telling friends and family happy Valentine's Day. My now husband, good friend at the time, didn't realize it was a mass text and replied happy Valentine's Day. SI mama with a dick pic attached. Just being funny like usual. My grandpa, uncle, and aunt didn't find it as funny at the time. Unsolicited dick pics from friends make husband material now. Got invited to have a threesome with a co-worker and his wife. Wrote a very long text turning it down along with my reasons why and then sent it to the wrong co-worker. Instant embarrassment. It wasn't the first time he had asked for a threesome. Hence the text. Texting my grandfather I wanted to tie him up and force my dick in her throat. Was meant for GF. We were S-ting. I said what are you talking about? And then sent him weird tea for a week before saying my phone was hacked and got a new number. It worked. No it didn't. I accidentally emailed my now father-in-law a picture of my dick. Asserting dominance early on. I like it. One of my cousins knows I cross-dress and that I like guys. He knows because he made a fake AIM in middle school and pretended to be a guy to see if was gay. Mission accomplished. In the olden days of MSN Messenger there was an add-on that would put what you're listening to as your status under your name. Realized too late that it also worked for videos. It did? Oh god. TL. DR fell asleep masturbating and shared my dick with my mom. I was working 2 different jobs as a teenager. One night job and one day job and was super tired one morning coming back from my shift. I always jerked off before sleep so I did my business then fell asleep in my room. Mom came in a little while later to wake me for some breakfast and saw me with my hand around my dick and cum all over myself. Apparently I was so tired I came and then fell asleep without cleaning up. There's a tad bit more to the story, but it's already long anyways. Edit. I woke up a little while later. Realized that what happened and showered. When I came downstairs I said hi to my mom and she blushed and didn't respond. I come from a highly conservative religion, so this and sex is a hugely taboo topic. So it took quite a while to get it out of her. When she finally told me what happened, I had to cover myself, so I explained that men sometimes jerk off in their sleep. The TLDR sounded much worse. Had a monster purple DLDO that I kept under my bed in college. One of my guy friends came over and he dropped some food on the floor in my room. He saw the huge thing under my bed and instantly got red. I knew exactly what had happened. So I pretended to clean under the bed and threw my head back at the sight of it. Oh, ha ha ha. Wanna see something funny? Asterisk. Oh, sure. So, I went to a bachelorette party a while back and they gave out free dildos. And my friends gave me this huge thing. Asterisk. He totally bought it. Comma, he totally bought it. Years back, my girlfriend and I were getting a little heavy on the sofa. I was finger blasting away and then we headed to the bedroom to finish up. Days later her stepdad kindly asked us to ensure we try not to accidentally call them while going at it. My girlfriend's phone was in her jeans pocket and somehow dialed the last number as said finger blasting was happening. Her mother and stepdad answered the phone to lots of moaning and other unwelcome sex sounds. Mortifying. Horny high school me was assisting this other girl. Fell asleep with the texts and pics open on my iPad in my hand. Next morning my mom walks in and sees the whole thing. She takes my iPad and reads it all. Why? I accidentally let slip through an internet posting on the cartoon website Gaia Online. That then posted itself on my Facebook page that I was going on a date with a 49-year-old woman, roughly 27 years older than me. And both my parents. My parents still don't let me live it down. Weed browners. My parents were going out of town for the weekend. I baked them Friday night and was going in to share with friends Saturday. Well, plans changed. We ended up going up north for a few days for my friend's cabin. I completely forgot about them. My parents got home Sunday night. I didn't get home until Wednesday. Turned out my mom had one but my dad had three. They tripped balls all night. My mom was pissed. My dad later asked me for the recipe. The night before I had broken off a FWB thing. I wrote out the message in a notes app and then copy pasted it across to Messenger so I could edit it without accidentally pressing send. Make sure I was saying everything I wanted to in the right tone, etc. It included some graphic compliments about his skills at giving head and how I was going to miss that. Next day I'm messing about on my phone and find a link I want to share with my group chat of old school friends. I go to copy and paste and accidentally paste the breakup text instead. And my fat fingers somehow press send before I can do anything. I followed it up with a slew of very sweary messages begging my friends not to read that shit. They promise not to, but I kinda wonder if some of them sneak a peek and know of my messy slag-ound ways. Dude. They all definitely. For sure. 100%. This is such an easy problem to fix. Just say something along the lines of lol. Wrong number just sent me this. Thought you guys would get a kick out of it. My friends and I have a group chat where we like to freestyle terribly. With 4th grade level rhyme schemes and themes that straddle homoerotic. We rap back and forth. And had a perfect line about sucking my asshole. And sent it to my group family chat instead. It was fire though, so not so bad in the end. Back when I wasn't living with my fiance registered sign and we were sweet 17, we spent time either at my parents' house where I was living or outside. So she came over and after eating dinner with my parents and siblings we headed to my room upstairs to watch a movie. We waited until my parents left and somehow I assume my sister left with them, probably because I was horny-ish tea. After a good makeout session we started doing the pounding in missionary style so that my blank ass faces the door. After 5 minutes I just hear the door open. Turn around, with my ass still facing the door, and see my sister standing there in utter shock. She left. No words were spoken the next 3 days. Nudes of my wife on Facebook by accident. I saw my roommate's dick by accident once. See? I was staying over before we moved in together. And he tosses and turns at it. So he shifted in his sleep, I guess. And when I got up to go to the bathroom, I looked over at the opposite couch and there it was. I joked with him about it the next morning. His family lived in a small house. His parents weren't as far away as I thought. Edit. Explaining it better. Why were you talking about his dick at his parents' house? Was sending a dick pic to a girl, but accidentally sent it to my friend whose name was next. Edit. Friend was a guy. Accidentally. Was about 10. Had my first erection playing with a girl of similar age. I had no idea what my dick is doing, but it's making me feel all sorts of things about this girl. I approach my mum and whisper in my quietest voice, "Mum, something funny is happening to my willy. I think I'm in love with," insert girl's name. Apparently I was a loud kid because my quietest voice was loud enough for her and her parents to hear. This still haunts me 11 years later. I very recently left my longtime so my family absolutely love. My mom got lunch with her yesterday. I was showing my mom a picture of a dog and got a Tinder nude while she was looking at it. My family constantly jokes about me having a sex dungeon somewhere and chains in my closet. So eventually I kind of assumed they knew I was super kinky. I was wrong. Edit. Not that interesting of a story. TBH. Was talking to my teenage brother about relationships. He said something about people who were into BDSM being screwed up and abusive. My response basically boiled down to no, I'm not. I respect my partners and that's a huge part of the culture. To which he flipped the FCK out and wouldn't talk to me for a week. Another minor instance where a side comment got me horrified looks from other family members got the point across. Just for your information, I'm a female sadist, not a male sub. Flu. I passed it on to my granddad and he died of it a couple of weeks later. He was 96 and it was going around, so he'd have probably caught it elsewhere if he hadn't got it from me. But I still feel terrible about it 20 years later. Nude photos taken on my honeymoon were accidentally shared with my in-laws. My boss, who was also my uncle, and my manager stopped by my apartment to tell me about a schedule change. They kinda barged in. And the first thing my straight-laced uncle saw was my bong and a bag of weed on my living room table. Oops. What the hell is that? It's a shti. Wahaha. It's a bong. Nephew. I've known for years you smoked pot. Just get to work on time tomorrow. Wahaha. F-king guy. Still miss him. I'm not sure if this counts as friends and family. But I was in a group project in college and we had a group text going. Then one night I went to text my friend about how drunk I was. Complain about my family. And say how I was attracted to someone twice my age. But sent it to the group chat instead. None of them ever mentioned it. But I felt awkward around them for the whole rest of the semester. Way back when in the year 2005 I did not own a cell phone. However, my friend did. I used his phone to send a dick pic to a girl who asked for it. I forgot to delete the photo. He was not the happiest to wake up to my dick on his phone. I bought him dinner after the incident to make it even. So you showed him your dick and went on a date with him? When I was in high school my family all shared one computer. A friend of mine had died and my mom thought it'd be a good idea to investigate my history. So the one time I forget to clear my history I accidentally share all of the hardcore BDSM PRN I'd been looking at. She was pretty weirded out but I just told her they were pop-ups. Which she was quite eager to believe. Was super drunk a few months ago visiting home and was trying to convince my mom and stepdad that we should all go and do a few lines. Telling them how great it was every time I've done it. They never brought it up after the fact but check in on me a lot more often now. just asking how my day is and stuff. We were moving out of the house and my dad came to help us. It came to the mattress and I had forgotten about the large bondage straps under the mattress and on top of the box spring. We started moving it and my dad goes, "Hey, there's something under here." I knew immediately and said, "Step outside the room for a sec." I got it. He complied and acted totally cool about it. Didn't ask about it. Sadly threw it away because we moved abroad and didn't want to store it at my mother-in-law's. I once told a Catholic priest during confession that I am stubborn. Did not go over well. Isn't that what confession is for? Friend walked in during college and I showed him my World of Warcraft character. Alt plus tab to go to the WoW armory and I forgot I had minimized some footer dictural PRN. Swine flu when I was 14. Got it at school. Sister got it next. Then mom. Then dad. I was watching season 1 of GOT with my sister's husband, my brother-in-law. Littlefinger had to deliver some boring exposition, so the showrunners decided to put some lesbian PRN in the same room to make it more interesting. During that scene, my dad walked out of the den into the family room, looked at the TV for a few seconds, said, "So this is Game of Thrones," and walked out. Gave my husband and 4 of our 6 friends a GI bug on a Hawaii vacation once. Sorry y'all. Not me but my uncle. One day on Facebook I noticed on the main feed that my uncle had posted a video not 5 minutes before. It involved big black cock. My uncle is openly gay and had been in a relationship for 30 years. So that's not the part that was surprising. The most awkward part was that he and his partner are both white. He's also over 70 BTW. I had to quickly send a private message politely explaining that a website had posted whatever he was watching onto Facebook without his permission. He said thanks and it was gone. I have no idea who else saw it. Me and my friends had a group on Skype that my friend named Small Dick Crew. Anyways, I was with my dad one day dropping off something to my sister and I said I'd go inside and do it, left my phone in the car. Came back, my dad tells me, "You got a phone call." Me, "Who was it?" Got drunk a couple weeks ago. Came out on Twitter. Turns out both my parents somehow follow me. Anyways, it did not end well. Accidentally forwarded nudes of a girl to my dad when I meant to send them to someone else. Kind of your fault. You shouldn't have been forwarding them to anyone in the first place. My Reddit username. A co-worker was cheating on his wife. The wife had screenshot a FB message conversation between him and the other woman. Then posted the screenshot on Facebook and tagged a bunch of his female relatives. The conversation had him saying how he wanted to FCK her. But she said something about having her period. And his response was something like how her blood was yummy and that he didn't mind blood clots on his cock. Yeesh. I cuss really bad around my friends but not at all around my parents' grandparents. I live on my own now, but I went to visit the fam for a baseball game and I missed a foul ball catch opportunity whilst I was chugging some Gatorade. Instant reaction from me was, "Well, son of a bitch. That FK should have been mine. You should have apologized and said, 'Sorry grandma. I meant to say offspring of a canine. That intercourse ought to have belonged to me.'" My mum was watching TV with me on my bed once. And I just leaned a certain way which caused my pillow to start vibrating. I then had to investigate what the sound was, only to realize it was from my bullet vibrator I'd used the night before. We both played dumb. But we knew. She knew. Drunk texted my cousin how much I wanted to FCK her. Immediately regretted it. I might as well be the one to say it. Roll Tide. Told my super Christian mom about my abortion. Oops. I'm a bad liar and she confronted me. My horrible effort at lying was all she needed to confirm the truth. I first joined Facebook I think in 2007. Which would have made me 11. Added my entire family first. Most of them were on FB too. Facebook suggests I send a greetings card to my friends to say hello or as a way to say hey I'm on Facebook or whatever. So it gives me a list of cards and there's this one with some old guy waving a finger, staring at the camera. And it's captioned stop being ACNT. 11-year-old me has no idea what this means but I thought it was funny anyway just because of the old guy so I take my entire family and send it.